Hey everyone, if you watched one video of mine all year long, please, this is the one to watch and watch till the end. I'll try to keep it as concise as possible, but my crystal ball is as clear as it has ever been, and that means partly cloudy, but it's as clear as it's ever been. So I want to show you what's happening in the market, and I want to tell you how you can capitalize from it. If we haven't met yet, my name's Gary Nims. I'm with Windermere Real Estate, and I'm going to share my screen. All right. So here's what my predictions are of what's going to happen. We want to look at the spring market. I want to make sure I'm sharing the right screen here too. I've done that before. And so our spring market in April 2022, the percent of the market that's sold above the list price, 80%, crazy amount of it. So if you look at a pie chart, 80% of that market sold above the list price. And then we had a 55% reduction in that number from April 2022 to April 2023. Totally different market, different things were happening in that market because interest rates were going up significantly. You can see from 5 to 6.3 was the average interest rate of that month. And then April 2024, we started kicking again in the spring. And so 59% of our market was selling above the list price. These are East Side numbers, and I can show you the Seattle numbers too. I do work in the Seattle market as well. But there's a lot that's happening here on the East Side, and that's what I want to show you. So the median difference from the list price, homes were selling 16% above the list price. That was the median amount that homes were selling above the list price. That dropped down to about 5% for homes that were selling above the list price back in April of 2023. Now that shot up 80% to 9% above the list price for homes that were selling above. And the homes sell above the list price. Those are the ones that sell like in the first week. Well, they're the ones that are they're the best price for the condition, for the quality. Those homes sell the fastest. So then we look at inventory. Inventory, not big wide swings, 7.7 months of inventory in April 2022. This was when we hit our all-time median high price of 17225 on the east side. April, 1 month of inventory. April 2023, 2024, back to 0.7. And I've got some predictions here in green. Don't get ahead of me yet. Our average payments, assuming a 20% down payment for these was $9,000 a month, $8,600 a month. It went down. Wish we would have bought there if you hadn't. Some of us did, some of us didn't. Then 2024, that shot up to 10,500. Okay, a 22% increase in payment. And let's look at what median price did. April 2022, median price went from 1.7 to down to 1.45. We actually in December hit a low of 1.299 in December of 2022. Went all the way up, bounced back to 1.45. This last April, we almost hit our all-time high, but look at the difference, 5% interest rates versus 7% interest rates. So our payment shot up $1,500 a month. So here's what I think is going to happen. Okay. We're going to go back to a scenario. I want you to imagine you're a seller. Okay. And let's say you have a 3% interest rate on your house. Okay. If interest rates drop 1% from 7 down to 6, are you motivated to make a move? I don't think so. Like, you want to go from 3% to 6%? I don't think there's a big, huge motivation for you to do that. Now, you may have circumstances that require you to do that, and that's how homes get sold. But at the same time, that's not a big motivator. So now, put the shoe on the other foot. If you're a buyer and you're able to qualify for a 10% higher price, will the prices go up? Will that push the price? Historically, home prices increase when interest rates come down. That's why. There's the 1 in 10 rule. Interest rates go up 1%, then your purchase power comes down 10%. And the antithesis, the opposite is true. So my question is, will more buyers enter the market if interest rates come down? Yeah, historically they do. So if we have more buyers than sellers, what happens? Buyers compete. So let me show you what competitive buyers do. Competitive buyers, they pay more for houses. If there's 8 other people that are bidding on this house, in order to get the house, unless this is just an exercise and you just love writing offers and losing, you're going to pay more. And then what are some of the terms? You're going to release your earnest money immediately because you're not going to have any contingencies. Why? Because the offer that a seller is going to choose, let's say they have 7 offers right here, and 3 of them are releasing their earnest money and they don't have any contingencies. Well, that seller has all the assurity that they need. Why would they take another offer that's inferior? And this is what a buyer has to do. So they're going to pay the difference between the appraised price and the purchase price in addition to their down payment. Okay. So why do houses not appraise? Well, the appraisal method is they have to look back in the rearview mirror and see what's sold. Well, by that time, you're looking at houses that sold 60, 90, 120 days ago. And in a quickly appreciating market like our springs are, well, they don't have the data, especially when we have low inventory. So you're also going to waive the inspection and you're just going to trust the seller's inspection, which sometimes is good, sometimes is bad. Or you're not going to have an inspection. You're going to hope for the best, basically just throw your brain out the window is what it feels like. So here's what I think is going to happen when interest rates start coming down. And the CME group, here, I'll show you the CME group, the Fed Watch tool. By the time we hit our April 2025, there is an 87% odds that rates will be between 1 and 1.5% lower than they are today. So if you want to go, let me show you that. If you've seen some of my other videos, or you just want to go to the CME Fed Watch tool and reach out to me and I'll show you how to get to that page if you want to do your own research here on this. Okay. So 87% chance that rates are going to be between 1 and 1%. Now, you may not believe that, but the CME group runs and crunches tons and tons of data. And so they're actually using numbers to create their odds. And then big institutional money managers, they use some of that. Anyway, I'm digressing. So when is the best time to buy? Okay. Because you don't want to get caught in this coming spring, 2025. So here we are in July, and this is monthly averages for the last 10 years. Okay. So your best inventory is right now. Right now is the best inventory that you're going to have all year. So then you have August, September, October. Now we start to fall off the cliff in terms of inventory. Okay, look at January, February, March, even April. You're not going to have as good an inventory as we're seeing right now until May or June. By that time, you've heard me talk about Windermere's 10-year study that they did, finding that 82% of the appreciation in any given year comes in the first 6 months. 82%. That means, we're 13% up year over year in terms of appreciation, median price appreciation here. So if interest rates or if appreciation goes up 10%, that means 8.2% of that appreciation came in the first 6 months of the year. So our spring market, if you're a buyer, if you're only a buyer, like if you're a seller and a buyer, then we have a different conversation. But if you're only a buyer, then you don't want to get caught up in the spring market. Now is the time. We've got some softening in our price points right now, some seasonal summer softening. We'll probably see that tighten up in September and October because buyers will start to see the end of inventory, okay, for the year. And they're not going to get caught up in that spring market. So if you can, July, August, and then early September, now you're going to see some extra, you'll see brokers that will hold back inventory around Labor Day. And then you'll see a bunch more inventory that comes in the week after, and it'll start to dwindle. So, what is this all about? If you have anybody that you know who wants to buy in the next 6 months, this is critical news for them. Please just send them the video, or if you happen to be someone who wants to buy in the next 6 months, please reach out. I want to talk to you. Okay. That's all I have for you. I hope this video was helpful to you. And one last thing here, I want to show you. These are my predictions. And I'm not an analyst, I'm not an economist, but I'm probably about as good as any other monkey that has a dart to throw. But I think 78% of the market is going to sell above the list price in the spring. Has that ever happened before? Yeah, we've had 85% of the market. In March of 2022, 85% of the market sold above the list price. Do I think it's reasonable to assume that we'll sell for 13% above the list price? Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen months where 20% above the list price is just really crazy historical. So do I think that payments can increase by 6% and our region will support that? Yes, absolutely. We've seen those kind of increases. We've seen much bigger increases than that. Do I think that we can eclipse 1.9 for a median price on the east side? Sounds ridiculous, but it's so doable. So please reach out. Thank you for watching. And then if you don't have my contact information, Gary Nims, really easy to Google or do a search on the web. I'm with Windermere Real Estate, and I look forward to talking with you soon. Take care, everybody.